What are you doing here? I heard this was a private class today. It's the place to be, dog. So I decided to. So last week we reviewed the right? And then when we're doing that, we're doing sweeps them out, introduce them out, we were doing that stuff. And then we'll kind of look at but so we're looking at side control. Now, we also remember side control refers to a lot of different rules. Side control is okay. Within side control, there's 4 ways I might hold my hands inside me. My chest gets your chest. This way. There's tests where I switch my around your head. Okay, the main 2 that I covered were arm ride. Okay, and then Tessa would be under, which is the Japanese on that. It's very impressive. In case you guys forgot, Tessa means sparkle. Nobody ever came up with the word name, so we just use it. Right? It's kind of 2 different positions we worked on. Okay? Let's look at this idea though. What we got a frame. So how do you get it? What are the main check down. Side control though. For me, I would say, a lot of times I put this together in my but singles and doubles, take that. Those really go to control. So do throws, right? It's like I'm doing no solo or hip throw or yada yada yada. Even when we were doing passes, we're doing some takedown straight to a pass. That's an arm ride, right? So, you can say throws. If you were really drawing it out, sweeps from half guard, sweeps from side control. Once a butterfly sweep, a side control. Once I have close. Okay. Again, that's just not really two areas we explored. And what kind of break this down? So what I want to start off with is like the instant. And then go to basic. Alright, let's start smoothing up first. Let me overview take down right. And you guys just kind of it's your job to know everything that's available will be alright. These are my top. These are my top two things. You just show everything and then okay, I really like this before. So look, if Howie's gripping, it might be here with this front hand. I can carry that up. Not just a good option. Now if he reaches again, I can deflect. See how I redirected that? I add weight as I come in. So just picking up a single leg is basic entry. Another really beginner one is I pull his head and he postures up, I come in. Another really basic one, I arm drag. You got this single however you want, right? You can head entries, probably don't worry about all that. You're not, oh, that's a single leg, I know that. Win, right? Okay, I know how to do it right now. I'm gonna show like 5. Just like 20 like. Okay, so I'm here. Now, you can finish a takedown from right here in between the legs. It's called run the pipe. Okay? It doesn't cleanly put me in the side. Then we have to do a pack, right? So that is a single leg takedown. It goes smoothly to the side. Once it goes smoothly to the side, or here, where I pull your leg out. Here. Okay? Here. Here's another one. A little bit. Make sure you didn't find this. I even show this kind of more simplistic sometimes. We go like this. Okay. You do the knee press with this lift and foot sweep. One more. That's a single leg. Okay. If you want a double leg side control, I talk to ways or both these. Okay. Now I'm gripping under this front. Okay. Now I want to step up. My head is going to push him to the left. As I do that, my head is going to go like this. So like probably somebody may come in here, right? Pull his legs together here. Right? And then I'm choosing not to fall on him. Here on the legs, and I feel a little sprawl pressure, which you will do this. You're going to pull backward with your hips. You're going to pull your legs like this. Okay, that's good. This one looks like this. Yes. So here, he gives me a little sprawl pressure. I drag with the hips. pull with your hips. Like this.
Oh, okay.
See, that's that power. Hips. Right. So that clean throws. We go to side control. We work more on throw. Right. It is an option. Let's just stick with takedowns for today. And that'll be the format of the event too. Right? So start off with some takedowns to side control. Remember the theme's attacks. So if you can see an attack that's in your arsenal off of one of the takedowns. Also, here's a problem. Most of the takedowns I did think like how he presented it. Right? But it put me on the off side of cycling. Something to account for your own game. Right? I don't personally like submitting an offside of cycling to water. So, but that's just something to consider, right? You may want to, I'll tell you guys right now, how he presented it that way because he's striking. Come out. And let's say how he's showing me that leg, when the wrestler will come in, they're gonna put the same leg full. Wrestlers all other leg full, not like the striker's gonna come out like this every time.
Striker, why does the wrestler counter that?
They like offsetting the stances. So it's like they base one leg they're going to put forward. If they do put one forward, I'll put one that you're having. Okay. So let's just think about takedown, singles, or doubles, two side control, and be looking for a finish. There might not be one readily, but let's figure it out. Okay.
Yes, you showed a takedown, and you kind of went up with your weight. You extended your leg straight behind you, and you swung around. No, that was a while back in a different. You kind of, and I was going to see it again. You were kind of in here, and you almost jumped up, had you hold your weight, and you had your leg back here, and swung around this way. Do you remember that?
That was Tanya Toshi. So I added that weight, and I don't want him to fall on my arm. So as he goes down, I got to arm out.
So you're in the mount, okay.
Yeah. So like when we throw him out, that's your move. Made it stand out, and then that's a fundamental. That's the first sacrifice throw I ever. Right. Okay, let's work on it. Hello. You got it.
I'll take it if you fell up.
I'd like for I like that angle pitch, so that was good.
That collar. So when you go for that angle, keep that collar. And now yank. It's just a little pass, you know what? Push exactly. Yeah.
I was watching. I was enjoying watching you.
Good redirect.
Oh, that's good.
All right, you want to get me?
Think about that double prop. But if you're here, right, think about that lift version or think about the full version. Right? If you want to continue to go forward, there's some options on that, right? It's called a blast double. But when you drop down, I want you to kind of stand back up. Why would we drop to the mat? To get underneath the guy. You don't always have to drop for that, right? I see constantly, I've coached several kids just rolling in here over the last few years, of like, they'll get kind of stuck under a front headlock, but they have the legs, and then I'm like, drop step, and then the double, right? So that's kind of another, like, put your chest back. So here, this is where I can watch. When I drop down, here, now I'm going to stand back up. Right? Basic double. Look, the what you kind of did was sort of a blast double. Right? You just drove straight through it for hitting. Right? For like an MMA. Okay? Or then you pass the guard. The number one entry you guys brought up, which in my mind, guard passes equal cycle. Right? Get you another rep on whatever one you want. How was it back there?
Oh my God!
Yeah. Have a great day.
We're die-hard to watch. We watch for supper. Yeah, yeah. We are die-hard.
That's the Jitsu.
We tried. We tried. Bye.
When you stand back up on that high, you're here. Right? Like, think about you're gonna pull his legs like we're talking about. And you're gonna kind of come forward to an easy cycle. Right? Like I want to come forward, but I want to pull you off the line.
Are y'all going to come to that, Mommy?
Yeah. I think she's a little old for it.
No.
Hey, we got several that are older. It's not just for kids.
I'm going to do it with my mom.
It says so in the
She's
post.
almost 40 now.
It still counts.
Never close to 40, but I'm closer to 40.
I'm 37.
This is Brian.
I'll be
This is
38.
my daughter. This is Corbin. Nice to meet you.
You live here?
No, I live up in Rutgers.
I just have work.
Just hanging out with me for a couple
I
days.
didn't get your legs up.
Just work thing, do you and all that stuff?
No. Well, I don't know. Africa. I don't know. It was about this thing. So, I'll say it. I'll let you know.
Good meeting you, baby. Y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Yeah, here's something that's parallel to things that you're talking about. This idea of pulling him over. When you throw people, a lot of times they're like, right? And I don't want him to turtle. So, try and turtle. I pull with that elbow in the same fashion. All I'm doing is shifting my weight back. Kevin also did this. Justin uses this. I use this. When you take somebody this and you didn't fall, right? So you can, and like we do that in training a lot of times to try not to smash it. Yeah. There's still ways to do that. In judo, the front paw is on your forearm. Just think about falling it on your forearms like that, not your elbow. Boom. When you are falling on top of the side. If there's a little delay, we're going to look for this knee on the. Then he can't turtle, but I can then drop and just start using that elbow. We'll start attacking the rear side. See I'm behind you? Right? So that's an observation that comes up. Justin has puts people a lot of guard passes. Right? Look, he's facing away from me, so if he tries to turtle, I want to be able to control that. Just like this, right? You don't see me do that because Howie's weight, he goes that way. Here I'm holding the middle, right? But I'm moving my hips back. But because he has force going this way, as opposed to force, you might see a little adjustment, a little like that is that anchor. Okay? So that comes up on takedowns a lot. I've been even been teaching, we're doing hip throws with these. You fall down on top of it in side control. If you're a little light on that, put him in knee on belly. From knee on belly or from standing, you can put him in belly. Right? So you can do tiny on belly. Because when you drop down knee on belly, they're facing away. You might just be doing it just to stop them from hurting. Right? They're facing away, arm bar still right. But just some things to think about in that conversation. Okay, well, where are the attacks? If he's on his side like this, your attacks will probably be right here. Or they may end up going to the back attack route. Right? Okay. So, any questions on the takedowns? That was really the question. Does that throw go to side control? No. But it goes to side control. It just needs to have my main 2 entries I talked about were sweeps and back. Okay.
You're on the straight side now. What's
Inside? Well, okay. I love inside grips like Uchi and Uchi, then Pascal. Like they go so smoothly into the windshield wiper rings. I will say, creation the standard way. It typically turns into the knee slide to the dominant side or windshield wiper to the weak side. Your off side. Sometimes they kind of pull you that way or whatever. So you just gotta kind of ride. I drop down, that's it down. Straight. Or I drop straight into a pass. I'm already going down, I just turn it into a pass. They're already pulling me forward. You know? But what you don't want is to hinge. That's a big thing. Right? And what I will say in the sport, I'll do this so I have you will be penalized for pulling guard. You're penalized for pulling guard without grips. So what you see a lot of, I showed that 2-on-1 sit down guard pull. What you see a lot of right now is people doing stuff like this. And it's real similar to kind of what we brought up a little bit, right? So, but it's not that I avoid those. Like if you did it the way, like I was saying, the last double will put you in the guard for today. But sometimes, like the way we'll show that, I just need to bring it. So, or you'll recover a half or whatever. We can show those. Notice that happen. All right, you landed that. Okay. Now let's just work guard passes. So like, I'm just going to show the first 2 guard passes I ever done. Better than that. Took me almost 20 years to make. Right? So we did side control. We did some takedowns, some passes, some side control. Okay? But I don't want to pinch and lift his hips up off it. Nor do I on being strong and pushing his hips. I always tell people this though. This is to keep you from sitting. So imagine that middle. Okay, good. Go back. Now, I didn't push back. So when Howie goes to set up, you just stay. I wasn't pushing and flat to the mat to begin with. I wasn't doing anything. Watch his feet. First, just sit up and keep your feet close. Yeah, good. Okay, sit up. I opened his guard. It's like, but he didn't choose to open the second. Okay, so that's what happens when you think about just keeping somebody here and doing this. He goes to set up. Now, this is the first pass. Be on the biceps and the hips. Okay, move your hips out. Around like I'm connected to him. If he moves, I'll move. Then I'm going to move this knee here. And look, my knees are just like I'm in guard. If your knees are too close together, you'll be easy to roll over. You'll be easy to tip them. So, here. Set up, right? Not a lot of tension. Come over here, come to that bicep, because I don't want him doing anything stupid with his hand like trying to come over. Right. Just playing this position right here, I've got arm triangles in the past. Right? I've also on the pass the gate lapels and attack later on inside control. Cross face. And I pass here. Bring it. So again, just like the takedown conversation, we want to think about, well, hey, those singles, if I do a single right now, I'm going to be on offside side control, not going what I want. Thank you for your those. That's how I think about it. Right? So try and pair. Like, okay, like you should just be aware, like if you take somebody down on offside side mount, that's your statistics of finish are going to look. Right? Even if you drill the offside. The second pass, you can do it the same break. You go set up here, so we're doing underneath. Yeah. See what he's saying? That's fine. So as you go to pass and step over the leg here, stop this one. Yes. I'm trying to be like, take this space away by. That's not gonna work. What do we do? Okay. Work it over your head or across your body. And then look at these follow up attacks. Or, let's say we did that and we went to the arm ride system. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So, like, it's a little easier for me. Yeah, certain takedowns are going to go to certain attacks, but there's a little bit of separation. Passes, pretty spot. You're already on top of them, right? You're already, they're pushing on you already. They're not trying to do certain legs. So, work on guard passes. Why don't you double under? You guys know other passes. Brought those are the first two passes I ever made. It's just, let me show you more. Because combat base. Right before you start training here, we had the dude here that named that. Chris Allen. But from here, and he's going to defend this space. I want to put my knee there. Boom. He's defending, he's locked out. And this is cross side. And both my arms. Again, and let him see you guys work some of your passes that I didn't show. We're just doing those. And those are the ones that, like, I see all the best black belts like, hey guys, it's really fun to use that. But there's double under, there's some more fun with it. Everybody should know. And then you can start passing all these balls. Guards with the same passes. Alright? Let's work on one. Oh, you got that? This one's hard. Is this one mostly?
It's like what happens to you. Yeah, if I'm doing this just all day, like whatever, and I'm playing my game, you know, that's a different situation than if I did. If I go to sit up, then that comes in. That's why I have so much.
Let's have a brief conversation. It's gonna see if I can do it. So, the back step. I did it. So let's just see. I still use it, right? But let's see how yours. Let's see if yours is not just efficient. That's why. Jitsu, that's why. I even asked him, I saw like from this 93 seminar, 1993, he showed that like the leg hook takedown, but it's a side kick. And he landed in a back step. Like he landed like that. The last crowd and he goes, "What's the question?" And I was like, "How does it work?" You know, like, and he's like, "We're not." And I'm like, "Okay." Like, can I see what you did there? I just bridged. Here. And let's see if you can do it to me. And I have a little better back step, but like, why, Chris, some of those people don't do it? It's because they say, your back step, here is my back step. I have no base here. Like, think about here. Not that base. Right? But, and you do. When I do under the arm, I want that arm up a little bit. Yeah. See, you're able to turn your hips down. And that's my concern. Okay. But that's his standard guard. Let me show you one mic. It's used on the, you know, have you rolled with mic? No. Okay. So he goes here. Non-threatening grip. Right? And then he butt flies. Come up. So it works there. Like it works there. You know, so like that's my conflict with it.
Yeah.
Like, but that's also this thing I talk about it almost every day. This ends, I think, it's like I call it the problem with inflation. I think somewhere along the way somebody learns and they're like, that's a fundamental broadcast. That works in the closed guard too. Mind if they do this? And if this thing that they got to do is the first thing. You know, like everybody that's like, oh, I know how to bridge. So much so that people, when I'm showing hip escape, conflate that with the bridge. So what's the hip escape? That's one of the conflations with that, right? So it's like, but you know, that's just it. I did the patch the way you showed that same way for a long time. I just mentioned that how I grew up. This was our office. I go here. I do the take. You know, so it's a thing. And this I said something kind of so it's our job to figure out what it is. Because like on a technique like that, when somebody like, because like I remember the first time Chris around and he said, doesn't exist, not a thing. And I'm just like, I'll figure out why you're saying it. Can you show, you know, like, and we've had conversations about it, like, and that's just, I'm just showing you kind of what they kind of showed. So, but I don't think you should go away from it. I think you should figure out where it works. Because it is something like spotted podcast. Like things you have to show you one wrong way. And I was just put me in. So spotted. Right? Great. I got it on video. Try to come up. Right? That is more like what I've heard Chris uses the term when he was here. Longs. Right? I use the back step to pass export. You didn't know this. Right? So it's like this. But that move comes up. You know? Like this class is worth having a conversation just about this. We got to figure out. You know, like I said, those two passes I showed, first two I learned, still doing them, and they got better after I was a black belt. Think about that. Keep working on that. It'll catch you a little bit. Because if he sweeps you backwards, here, this is just going to catch you a little bit right here. You don't have to, like, I was thinking all the way there. You don't have to do that. But, like, I'm able to do that. This is why you see the arm cross in the back. So that's like traditional Japanese martial arts. You sit here when you want to do this. Right? And the reasoning behind it is like doing what we're doing. And this is like, like my legs just slid a bit. So like you just sink down into it and you're more comfortable. When I first started doing this discipline like that, it hurt, right? And now I'm like relaxed. Like I can bounce up and down. I don't have weight too much. Get your shoulders back a little bit more. Yes. And think about this is good from here. Don't move forward anymore. Round your spine back. Like think about cat back. Like see, watch my back here. Like that's thing what we was the yeah. For this, yeah. Kind of think about rounding your spine. Like watch what my back is. Right. So what people want to do is go back to that. Get straight up and down as possible and go. Then round back. Right.
Oh, you mean okay. Flex your lats.
A little bit. Relax again. Let's get a little more upright. Relax your foot. Yeah, that's what I thought. This hand keeps him here. This just make it open. Like that. This, if somebody pulls you, I want that elbow to run into it. Okay? So just keep this. And as he comes up, I just want you to kind of think about rolling your hips, rounding your back a little bit. Right? Yeah. There you go. Boom. Mm-hmm. That's a great pass. Great pass. Here's the, you guys know pass. Really good. Close. Let me get your clothes first. So you're on your back. Yes, sir. And just focus on this. And move your guard to add a bit high. Yeah, more. Yes, that's good. That gives you more light. This is good for your guard too. I'm leaning for the summer. I want you to keep your guard closed and do a sit up. Just like a sit up like you're doing with your feet around the back. Go ahead. Yeah, in that now. Do 2 or 3. Alright, let's get counter around. Again, forward of the posture. Okay? That is the best thing I've seen. Kind of look how straight up and down. The only thing I add is this little wedge, and then as you come forward, it didn't really feel me being like trying to. Part of it is you sit up. See if you can find a good posture. Now, once you're here, just relax this upper body. It seems like we want to keep it right, but it's all going to be in your hips here. No. I think I'm back just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my knee to
okay.
tell the tendency.
You When did you do that? Feel pretty good otherwise.
But it's stuff like this. Right? I mean, I still do.
That's yeah. Well, it's just, over time it'll get better. When I didn't even I didn't start doing that. And here's how he framed it. It's like and Jackson is figure out function lower than and that's why if you do it this way, you can still stay. It's like missing links, and that's just like it's interesting to me. I'm just saying this stuff. Right, so met Jack for the first time in 2013. But years I've been working on just that one.
Oh yeah. You got it.
And then too, I think
that's wrong, but
the whole conversation.
Yeah. You do that to me.
Then it's like the conversation is equal important. But that's dude is a white belt. Again, I was hearing this owning the school when he's like, think about how many times you're not going to get submitted with those things. Here's another thing as well. Watch like this. Yeah, like you could even do like this, like a squat on your knees. That'll help you gain some mobility and some strength. And then think with your hips. Like I got questions. Ask some questions, guys.
Yeah. The one that you teach, so you go up, foot in the rear. Is that what it is?
Show me at the beginning.
Send your hips back.
Yeah, that's it. One thing you
move this leg first.
Widen out first. So widen that knee now do. See here. Here's another small thing. As I do that one, it's just like Brock was doing guards. And I had to raise my hips up a little bit when we got to the top. So like I find that on that one to avoid, once I go here, like it's hard because they're holding their guard tight for me to just move my knee like that. So you go like that. Put me in right. Let me show you a couple. We're just talking about this thing. I was Kobe don't make it right. Here's the way Hickson shows it. He shows it the way you showed, with just the hips going back. Everybody else is like, oh, flex my lats and all this stuff. Right? Like Hickson puts both hands on this hip in the mirror. I'm leaning to the side, like you can see, versus straight up and down. So if he does something to my base, it's going to be sort of that way. So but this, and then look at that turns into a dominant, that inside hip control of the pass, which is important. If I don't have that, he'll just bring his knee in. Right? So there's that. This is the other way. Right? Put this hips back. It's like that double leg takedown. It's not pushy. Just stay there. Right? We also saw another stupid thing. Like I'm not doing anything serious with my hands. Get on your knees. Last week this came up. These and you try and scissor sweep with both legs, it won't work. But if you do it with just one leg, it works. See? So again, here's what 99% of people say, no lie. You can't do the scissor sweep when they have weight. And then back to that sort always has that answer. He's like, but you can if you do it this way. Right? Like, he addressed that too, you know?
Were you moving your bottom leg or
No.
top leg?
We did this one last week.
Yeah.
But this is kind of stiff. But this is gonna think about straightening it and scissoring it across. Now try and do it with both legs. Randy knows this again. So he probably has some playlist for what games. Randy's one of the other my notes. You'll meet him with you. So yeah, but guys, it's stupid stuff like that. Like what you can do. Right? Like again, Texas seemingly always has that.
You said that once.
Well, because we're goldfish. Or at least you guys. I am kind of thinking about two like some but the older I get to, like I think it's just the massive information on top of history. Well, I can't believe I forgot. Whatever. And it's something in one of those things that I'm like real passionate about. Like he would convince you to see now. Like by the time you got done hanging out with it, it's funny. Like, but he would like this old green beret, like real handy dude. Anyway.
For me, when I'm passing guard, I like to basically kind of like my way. But what'll happen is I'll go ahead and sit up, and they still got plenty of weight.
Add, turn this one a little bit. Yes, I just need to. Okay, yeah, just start.
As from the add, you go and sit up. He still has it, so if I have to kind of add in that.
Yeah, just do it soon. Just this side countering the sit up. That's a great way to. It's not that you're not gonna. Here's what people do. They predicate their break off of me pushing from the beginning. I'm not pushing. If you grab that hand and pull it. Sit up. Not like I'm kind of pushing, but he's just kind of running into my already straight arm, and I'm not letting him move. I'm like, I got my arm here, even though there's no tension right there. Go to sit up. Okay, go back down. Kevin's bigger than you. Right? Now watch, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to kind of poke my hips back. Easiest breakout done all week, right? Like,
So you're not doing the whole sit back. You're just rounding.
I went like this. It's like an obscene gesture, right? And as I did that, I pushing my hips away slightly. And he's running into my wedge here. Your hips are going back into where his guard's closed. And a good guard break, it explodes. But it doesn't have to, like that wasn't like this big, strong, powerful thing. Every time you're in open, the other way I'm talking. But like, I literally cannot even figure out how to do it. That's the thing with the fingers. But I've seen the teacher this. It's reliant on this walking out sit up. Right? Now he does this thing with his thumbs. I stick my thumbs in their iliac crest. I can't even really get it down. It's like just in front of them. But the way he does it, yeah. I don't have that part down, is what I'm saying. But again, this is the way most people would approach opening talk. What's the conversation about this? Because you will not pass unless you good luck. Even if I am down. Right, bro. This is that time. We were dealing with posture. There's standing. And there's breaks and all of this stuff.
about that, I mean, really, these guys, it's just, knowing the basic passes from a closed door is all we're really doing with this. And that's really all it ever comes down to. Because if you can't do those passes against a closed door, you probably can't do them against it's like the pass, like, the knee slide pass, the one, the second one I showed, like, pass against like every modern guard. So it's like, well, the pass should work no matter what, right? But it can't. So, any other questions? Kind of, do we want to drill some side control of the class or want to no. Finish it? Okay. So again, we have our entries, but sometimes you're just inside control and you're controlling them. Okay. One of my favorites. Right, I'm gonna set through here like this. Right, so this is submission. People will constantly want to pull their arm back. Right, you don't like that control. Here you got north south Kimura. Right. We also did this big fancy thing. Don't worry about this so much, Brock, even though it's cool and I've been doing it the whole time I've been doing this. He's here. Apply Kimura. Triangle. Yes. And the arm, all the arm right stuff, and all the mount control stuff I teach, which we can do. That's one of the class. All the mount entries, sweeps from guard, and takedowns. We film with these two like professionals. Tal is one of those. And the other guy's Michael Ward. So they work together. So we filmed 4 total instructionals in the last 6 weeks. So and we'll be like putting those out real soon. 2 of them are edited. I've already seen them. The arm ride ones for arm ride on our YouTube. It has pretty much all the shit. Well, when I play arm ride, here's how I teach it. It breaks down into kind of like a subsystem. So this is arm ride. This is what I call arm trap. Right? There's an arm trap we do. It's between versus arm trap. Right. Same idea. And they both connect. I went from Kessel to arm right second. So that was subposition 1. Subposition 2 is head trap. Right? And like it's just like look how close that is from arm ride. Once I go into the head. So and that's how like I learned all that shit essentially. I added some stuff over the years. And that's how he taught that all together. Right? The arm ride, the arm trap, the head trap. Linked it all back to Kessel. Right? But you got tons of submissions. Right? What got us off on that? Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah. All right. So start off the next side mount with this is number 1. Number 2. Just think about just these right now. Number 3, you would move this hand over and block my all the way. Like this right here. See? Yeah. I can't get my knee back. Right? And the 4th one is this would be back under my head. Double under. Right? So that's just 4 ways. So I mentioned that earlier. You went to way 1 immediately, which is what we do. Okay? Switch your hips that way. Try. Good. Now, we do this. Now, here it is. Now I feel this lightweight. Oh, here it goes. Yeah, sink your hips back slightly down my body and kind of raise your where your wrists. Yeah, that's. Do you see, like what? Here, look at my knee right here. Here's what happened when we did that. I want your body like my
Every
head.
time I got there, I always
Your side. That happens if you lean forward. Lean forward. Now, however, grab my wrist with this hand and straighten it back.
Turn my
And
head.
then
How did?
go under my
And then
arm.
once my head turned,
The straight. Yeah, so it was a little bit. Lean out and finish this with a straight block application. Yes, see that. Like your head, go get on my shoulder. Head over hands. This is called this way. If I lean my head out over my hands, I get much more.
yeah,
Oh, but you can closer to you, you know.
yeah.
I don't care what.
That was like maybe 21.
Okay. The goal is to take this like a before. So think it's real now here. I want to be able to control my leg. Well, while I'm sitting here, here's one of these.
Nothing.
Just get on your
So
hips
that's
like
me
you were in
doing
the
if it's any more, that's me
when you grab
shaking.
makeup.
It's definitely not comfortable, Iris. I think it would if I wasn't like relaxed.
Okay. Now, when keep this in as you go back to side control. Yeah, it's not comfortable, but just keep it. Just make it. Go back to right. Now grab my wrist. Like that. Yeah. What higher? Right. See, it's not as and then the arm into it or grab it on my hand. Yes. It's not happening. Like, because that's
Well, in my head, if I don't have that thumb, I don't have it. I really.
that's a problem. People, that's like right up there on that. Sometimes I grab on this.
Yeah, because that first time I was when I rolled it out, that was all I had to do. That one was
But people cross the feet on the back. And then when we know the extent to that, sometimes we cross our feet on the side. We got
yeah. So one something else. You want to stop more problem I run into is they grab their own hand. But I will turn my leg into the net, and as it goes under, I will roll, and now I'm here.
That's the thing. Hold on. Were you about to tap?
Yeah, that's what my problem's been with her. Okay.
Great question. Everybody does this one. So what's that come more out? Right? So the problem is his chin is his chin where I fall to the side. Right? Now this is a whole different moment.
I was using like my knee to lift it, but you're using the back of your leg versus.
Yeah, but that last time you did push my chin up over, and I did start to try it.
Yeah.
So where do you?
Yeah, use that inside of your knee to break his neck. Now fall. Break your legs. Good. And it's very much this type of well, I'm not pinching my knees together, I'm straightening my legs. Still probably. inside of your knee and pull my head north. That's it.
Okay.
Now keep this when you fall to the side. Fall to the side. Straighten your legs. You straighten your legs and then add a little pinch. That's cute, kind of fine. It still wasn't good. Raise the chin to the missing detail. Right? That's the same missing detail on the paper clip. I didn't know that forever. I learned that like 3 or 4 years ago. Now that show, I've done whole seminars with world champions on that show. After you go from there, I taught a seminar on that fucking show. All right. It's just in a big burden, motherfucker. Like, no, suck this up on me. Just kind of figure it out. So like this. This is the choke. You should have tapped it. Right? And yeah, I know. No, but here, like I need my elbow to go north. Like I needed my knee to kind of push his head north. Okay. I didn't even drop weight on you, right? So it's just like everything changed once that head got. Right? So you understand. So like, look, I want to raise that chin and really get rooted in there. Right? Now when I fall, boom. I don't know if feeling it helped you any, but several great, this is fundamentals, really. We haven't done really, I brought up some flashy shit, but we haven't really done any flashy shit. This is all shit I've been doing since white belt. We just didn't know how to do it the same way. Any other, that's a great side, those are 2 great side control submissions. There.
What was that choke?
Leg scissor choke.
The one
Paper cutter choke. It's called the bread cut. Just like that. You can do a no-gi on the shoulder. And then go under the shoulder. It's like this and pull it apart. And then yeah. Right? Think guys, it's really the same thing on everything. If your chin's down, your heart is chin. Not impossible, just hard. If I raise your chin, that's a fix. Rear naked choke, I will choke you with your chin down and then eventually. I'm not saying be but like it's last thing, I'm not gonna say this is called a man strength. We didn't really bring this up at the time, but I mentioned it a few times where we're back at that chin down. So, like I already got the arm around his neck. And really you might jaw crank him or some shit too, but I can choke you out. Eventually that will pull your chin in just enough to tap. Right? And like that's just a slow, steady squeeze. It wasn't just like cranking your head off. Which is what most people would do. I would like you guys to be like, oh, I'll just do the main. Right? It doesn't have to be a bilateral asphyxiation. Getting both sides of the arm. You can get a single blood choke. Right? Like you're getting me at the single blood choke there on your first scissor choke. 9 seconds. 3 with a perfect double choke. So go out 3 seconds. Right? You see that shit happen, turn them on their side and try to fight. Alright, don't do anything else.
You were trying to bring my chin here. We focused on squeezing your bicep on this side with that. I mean, what was your big
Focus on your chin being pushed in like that. Right? So, but I'm just using that rear naked choke pressure, the normal sort of squeeze right there. Versus like what most but again, dude, like what if you're fighting like Brock Lesnar or Joe? Like what if you're fighting peak 285 football season in senior year to Joe? Squatting, 545 pounds for reps. Right? What if that's the fucking face crank? Like, dude, I used to train with a dude that wouldn't tap to a face crank. I've talked to you guys about this guy a few weeks ago. And you would like go to put him in something and be like, you're gonna have to break that shit. Like, and it was like, he was so fucking intense. I don't even do a good impersonation. I'm very fucking nice. Like, I saw that dude beat somebody's ass in a cage fight. There was not
a square foot of the canvas in the cage that didn't have it, he would had like I thought he would do it. My student at the karate school, they were like sitting in the guy. But some people will not have, unless their shit fucking breaks, you know, is not the mentality that we should have. We want to do this every day. That dude don't train, I hadn't trained in the day, you know, that I'm talking about. All right. Well, that's it. Anything else? See y'all next time.
Ron, did you see my text?
So you will be out for testing though? Right? Or what is it? Testing?
Testing is that
Thursday.
week. I'll be here for the adult testing.
Okay, yeah, but the 31st. You're going in on the 31st, right?
That night we'll go in, so we'll have it on the first. And then, what do you want to do? I can write down the instructions, but what do you want to do about noon?
Just write down the instructions.
Okay.
Coach? Yes, sir. Wednesday, 2 days from now, I will be in Houston. Oh, you're going to be out for the event?
No.
Oh, yeah, no. I'll be there. Dude, we're testing kids, jiu-jitsu, the same way the adult kickboxers. That's what we were talking about. And then kids.
I'm excited. I thought I was going to have class. I was going to class, but
You getting your master's or
yeah, second one. That's where I'm going. Wednesday, go down there. I got to go down Saturday. So
wherever I can.
if I tell everybody you get somebody else to pay for it, then
Yeah, yeah.
don't do it yourself.
Yeah, well, that's like, I considered it because I thought I would need more background for doing this. Pretty big entity. And, but I've been to, 8 or 9 trade shows over the years. That helped more than anything.
There's no such difference.
Books, doing it, yeah. I really considered it. Matter of fact, I took several business courses in my undergrad because once I took econ.
Are you looking for your whole set or just the part? I'll go double check.
No, that's